At Grainger, we have over 1 million products, including the ones that help keep your workplace safe and sound. Shop our vast inventory of safety products at Grainger.com. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Amplify our voices. I just welcome you to this space today, and this is it. We are lit. It's time for us to unite, to get together, and that our message is heard loud and clear about why Latinos are against Harris. People think that the Latino vote goes directly to the Democrats all the time, and we're here to tell them that it's not and why it's not. So here we are. Anyway, first and foremost, I want to welcome so many people. I got Victor, I got Frankie, I've got Rosangel, I've got Carlos, Maria, I've got Jess. I mean, I've got so many, Kairi, Rolando, Denise, just welcoming you, so many. I mean, I cannot go through all of the lists, but there's so many of you here. Make sure you raise your hand if you have something. We have some designated speakers. Dom, be on the lookout for our Trump Latinos and Chingo Bling. They should be logging in. We want to make sure that they are recognized on the call and that we give them the mic when they pop in, because they are en route and flying around somewhere. So we want to make sure that we are, ready to hear them as well.
Got you.
All right. So on behalf of, again, I'm Bianca Gracia. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the executive director of Latinos for America First, one of the original co-founders of Latinos for Trump since 2016. And so I'm excited to be here with you guys, and I want to just get to it. First and foremost, we want to talk about and discuss why we are not voting for Harris. And so I'm going to go to Victor first. I know that, you're going to give me a good reason why you're not voting for Kamala Harris and her disastrous choice of a VP. You have the mic. Go ahead, Victor. You unmute. We got to unmute you. Yeah, let's unmute.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bianca, and thank you, everyone, for allowing me to speak. I had to jump off a little bit early, but the number one reason, and I think this is the big picture. I know we're going to talk a lot about and get into the weeds of actual issues like immigration and family and other issues, but I think the big one here, overseeing what we're facing in this country, is socialism, communism. That's why I'm not voting for Kamala Harris or her vice president pick, which I don't even know his name because I haven't really learned it and I don't want to learn it. It's about the direction that this country is going, and I don't like it. I don't like the last 3.5 years under this administration in making us the citizens second to a lot of other people, second to a lot of other countries, second to illegal immigration, second to public safety, second to the economy, second to so many other big issues that impact our lives every single day. If you vote for Kamala Harris and that ticket, you're voting for communism. These people are related to China, they're related to Venezuela, they're related to Mexico, they're related to that type of ideology. Why do you think they've been allowing millions of people from all these different types of the world, parts of the world, into this country with that type of ideology? It's not what the United States is built on. Remember, we are a constitutional republic. I want to be able to vote for my representative that goes to from my community to Washington, D.C. to vote on my values. And my values as a Hispanic American are those of God, family, and country. And those are not wavered by any means, but they're under threat. They're under threat by this administration. And when you think about those core values, those are the ones that we have to focus on as conservative, Hispanic, Latino Americans, because we need to show the rest of the country and the world that we are as Americans as everyone else. We're proudly, a lot of us served in this country. A lot of us have sacrificed a lot in this country. and we want our country to flourish, not only for us,
That's right.
but kids and our grandkids. So I want to thank you. I want as many people. I think there's a tide turning, and I hope the conversation turns that way during this conference, because I have seen, I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, and believe it or not, I have talked to people that have voted Democrat all their lives that are telling me right now that they're going to vote for Donald Trump. And this is what the media will never say. This is right. The media will never admit, because they're sick and tired of that Democrat Party that they call themselves. I don't even think they're that, because they're not even the old Democrat Party anymore. I don't know what they are. They're a far left organization destroying our values. So thank you so much, Bianca. And thank you. I'll stick around as much as I can.
Yeah, good. Victor, what state are you from? I want everybody to know.
I'm born and raised in Texas.
All right. There you go. All right. Listen, I want to take a time right real quick. I want to go to Denise in California, because California a lot of the times gets like left behind. Everybody is like, that's the blue state. Nobody cares. But Denise, you were not in a race out there. I know you've been on the ground, boots on the ground for a long time. I've interviewed you before myself. Denise, what is going on in California right now? What are you seeing with the Latinos? Because I was in California and there's something definitely going on. Tell us a little bit about what's going on and why you're not voting for Harris and what you're hearing from the other Latinos.
Sure. So I'm in San Diego County. I'm in Stockton, California, and I'm actually running for state assembly. So I've been out in the street, knocking on doors, talking to people, hyper-focused on the moderate Democrats because they feel politically homeless. What we're seeing is a complete shift from people voting Democrat because they're seeing this economy. They're seeing what's happening in the school system. They're hearing what's going on with men infiltrating.
Oh, nothing works on this acne.
Hi. Who? I'm a licensed dermatology provider from Curology.
And anything like that is based purely on her policy.
We got somebody in, Dom, I got somebody in the background. Sorry, Denise, hold on. I got somebody in the background with a mic on. Sorry about that, Denise. Go ahead.
Working on it. I still hear it.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I still hear it.
So I'm focused on the policy, not care about anything else. And the policies I'm going to go through right now are really going to shake you, because Latinos are conservative. We just don't know it yet. We don't know it because we don't know the type of bills that are being passed. In California, we're a full-time legislature. We get 2,000 bills passed every single year. For the majority of people, nobody knows about it. Everybody's just trying to go to work and deal with their home life. But in 2018, Kamala Harris told the nation that California is a model for the entire nation. That should scare you. We have laws like SB 132 that allows men to be into women's prisons. Right now, we know that there are 16 confirmed pregnancies, allegations of the baby's body buried on prison grounds. We know that the women are trying to report and they're getting their dates taken away. And your tax dollars are paying for transitioning of inmates. They go to Beverly Hills and have laser removal, hair surgery. They have all of these things on our dime. We also have bills like SB 107 that creates California as a sanctuary state to sterilize children. So again, our tax dollars are going towards medicalization and mutilation of our children from anywhere in the world. So children anywhere can come here to California, get what they're calling gender affirming care. And even if a parent decides not to, that judge can take custody away from that parent and hold them until they can get this gender affirming care, which is really medical experimentation.
So Denise, I have a question for you, because we know that Kamala's coming out of California.
Yeah.
I mean, she's known for, as we heard from the Blacks, she prosecuted many Blacks. I am pretty sure that she was prosecuting a lot of Latinos and Hispanics and sending them to prison as well. So, the minority communities were suffering. California is known. I mean, it's known around the country that you have some very liberal laws in place. But what are our Latinos saying? Because, they're expecting that we're just going to continue to, vote that traditional, pull the lever for the blue every single time, because that's what we've been doing for decades. So what is it that you see that's different, though, right now on the ground where Hispanics are going, enough's enough?
I'm seeing exactly that. When I go up to people's doors, I have people saying, you know what, I've been a Democrat for 40 years, never had the politician ever came here to ask me how I feel about these laws. That's what we're seeing. We know we love God, we love our country, we love our family, we love hard work. Now, when those things get attacked, and before it's done in the dark, people don't really know about it. But now, because it doesn't matter which political party you identify with, all feeling the backlash of the failures coming out of the Democratic Party. People are fed up. They want to be able to have their taxes and actually have something to show for after paying into such a high tax bracket that we have here in California. We have such extreme laws. We have homeless families. We have mental health crisis happening on the streets. We have people doing drugs right across the street, open in front of schools. If this doesn't show you that this is a warning to the nation, not a model to the nation, then we really are not paying attention. And it's really up to us as Latinos, as just people in general who are concerned about what's going on in our country. It is our responsibility to go out and to talk to people across party lines. It doesn't matter, because I registered our first day of register to vote. I registered 200 people and they turned Republican. This is a tidal wave happening.
It's amazing. Yeah, amazing.
And I mean, I have support from Democrats, Republicans, independents, because everybody feels so politically homeless because of how far left they went. And you can't deny it, because we're a super majority of Democrats here in California. The Republicans have been neutered since forever. So it's really the Democratic failures. And as someone who's running for assembly, I had the highest turnout for a Republican candidate since 2012. That says something. It says Latinos are waking up.
Right.
People want to have their country back, and they're tired of having nothing and then seeing everybody else get the handouts. We want to our tax dollars back. If you're not going to give it back, we're going to take it.
Right. So the policies, so the policies of the Democrat Party have pretty much put us where we're at today right now. I mean, they're failed policies. And I think that the Latinos are definitely waking up. I want to throw this out real quick. The Latino community, last year, we had the buying power of, I believe it was $3.4 trillion. That's how much money we put in as a buying power, but we haven't mobilized and organized enough to bring that power into a voting to get people who truly represent our conservative, values and principles. Now, somebody else was asking if they wanted to say something.
Yeah, I want to add to that. I'm from California as well. So,
and I'm sorry, where, because I can't see you. Where?
Riverside, California.
Oh, Gabriel. Okay, yeah, Gabriel, go ahead. What, Riverside? Okay, all right.
I want to agree with Denise. So I talked to a lot of people out here, and it's definitely shifting. I just see. Honestly, it's hard to find a Hispanic out here that supports Biden or Harris now, especially now with with her new the running mate. I mean, there were some people that were like, they hated Trump so much, they were just like, you know what, but they couldn't get on side with the Democrats because they went so left. So they became, they were Democrats that became independents. And they're like, man, that party right there, I can't jump on that. And here's the thing. Here in California, being a Mexican American, we know a lot of people that came over here undocumented, and it is what it is, right? I mean, I think we all, especially in California, we all know people like that, and they're friends of ours. It is what it is. But and you can't help feel sorry for them, but at the same time, we have to we got to think about our kids, and what's going on in the future of their kids and stuff. And we got, man, I understand, the situation you're in, but I mean, this party right here is just destroying California. It's destroying California, everything they're doing. And we're business owners out here. So, we're, Latinos out here that own businesses, and they make it hard. We have no control of what they do in Sacramento because it is so one-sided. And we actually seen it with our own eyes, how they vote. They have these bills that they pass. They don't even ask the public. They just recently, there was a bill that went out that said that Newsom's stuff needed to be audited and stuff, and he vetoed it because he didn't want them to audit the bills that he was passing. Now, here's another thing. I just found out. I have an attorney friend. She works for us, but at the same time, she helps immigration. She does some immigration stuff too. And I was floored by what she told me. because I couldn't believe it. I'm 48 years old. I've known a lot of, like I said, a lot of people are undocumented here. And she says, did you know that if somebody is undocumented here and gets any kind of assistance from the government, it automatically disqualifies them for ever getting any kind of legal, paperwork. And I'm like, wow, that's horrible. And I'm gonna tell you why, because that's what that's how they sell everybody. Oh, we're helping, we're helping everybody, da da da. And at the same time, they're screwing them because they know that if they do this, they'll never become legal here. You know what I mean?
So why, as a business owner, why are you not voting for Kamala? Like, why are you not supporting her? Like, these are issues that we know are going on in California, but and pretty much across the country. But why are you not?
It's just the policies that they have. It's like they took away. Okay, so this is one thing that happened, and I know because she's from California. I remember when she was here. So she has the same ideology that all of them have, and it's like there was a school district out here in Riverside. It was Marietta. I think it was Chino also. They wanted to take the books out that had all this stuff, teaching the kids that they shouldn't be learning yet. They took it out. Newsom then said, if you do this, we're not gonna give you any funding. And they try to fight it as much as they could, but they're not gonna get no money. So eventually they had to cave in. So he just passed a law, a bill over here that says that the teachers cannot let us know when the kid is identifying as a transgender and stuff like that. And we're like, oh, okay, but you're sure gonna call us real quick if they're acting up in class, but you're not gonna tell us stuff like that. So
right.
Those kind of things we just as Hispanics, we don't stand for that. You know what I mean? We don't stand for
right.
that. And that's the
right.
stuff that I talk to people and sometimes when you're Hispanic out here and you're a conservative, and I'm not lying, I wear my Trump hat everywhere. I wear my Trump shirt everywhere. I no longer get the sideways looks. I no longer get anybody tell me anything. And that tells me how much it's turned, because Hispanics would look at you sideways. They're not doing that no more. We go out a lot. I start talking to people. I find so many Hispanics that are voting for Trump. And you know what, man, that just makes me feel proud. I'm like, you know what, we're finally waking up, and they're finally starting to realize I don't have to vote some way because I'm Hispanic,
Right.
And we're starting to see that more and more.
So that's awesome. That's amazing. I want to go to the East Coast right now because we got some people out in New York and New Jersey, and I want to get their take before I come back around throughout the rest of the country. I mean, we got a lot of people here that I'm sure want to chime in, but I want to find out from West Coast, a little bit of West Coast. I'm sure there's more of you from the West Coast, but I want to go back to the East Coast and find out,
Hi,
look. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, hold on. You got to mute.
I said hi, Prima.
Hi, Prima. Gotta mute, girl. Gotta mute. So welcome to the Latinos Against Terrorists, man. So I want to go back because like one of the biggest issues is obviously immigration, right? The immigration has been the one thing that they've used against our community forever, for decades, both Republican and Democrat. They sit there and they send it's like they kick off the ball to the person and they're like, hey, it's your turn to be the person that offers illegals all this stuff, and then, oh, it's your turn to do this, it's your turn. So they've been doing this for a long time. We've had this open border. Kamala says she's not the border czar, with the immigration, but you guys are now feeling it over here in the East Coast in New York. So I'm going to go to the first New Jersey. Kaidi, I want you to tell us, like, what are you seeing on your East Coast? Like, what is going on over there? Do you even see that are people waking up? I mean, why are you not voting for Kamala? Because people just automatically assume because of our brown skin, we're going to all be on board with Kamala, and we were on board with Joe, and we were not. So, where are you at with this? And I think, Kaidi, you have to unmute. Or maybe I have to unmute too. Wait, is she on? Yo, I'm trying to like play this thing. Hold on a second.
I'm here.
Okay, you're there. Okay, good. Okay, I'm trying to still let people in.
I'm
Apparently, I still got people.
No, I'm disgusted by what we're witnessing. The massive propaganda campaign that's happening by the Kamala Harris Waltz campaign is disgusting. So if people just listen and watch and see, and they just see everything that is happening in front of us, it's disgusting. What we're saying is not something that we should be sitting there and just allowing to happen. We should as a people have everyone. Can you guys see me? Hi guys.
Yeah.
We as a people should allow.
You're coming in and out. I think you said you were at an outdoor event today, weren't you?
I was, and I apologize for that. Like,
yeah.
I'm in a car.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But like you as a Latina, so this is the other thing. And for everybody in the room, you got to agree. I mean, even the guys, you got to see this coming. They're anticipating that because we're women, we're going to be on the Kamala, train, because we're women and we're supposed to be elevating women. So
I don't want to be told. Agreed. I don't want to be told that I need to go follow a woman who has done nothing, that doesn't represent me, who hasn't done, like, these people do not represent me as a woman, as a mother, as a person, and the fact
somebody in the background. Hold on. Is it hold on, I'm sorry.
Vice president.
Hold on. Somebody is not on mute. Hang on. Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't know. Somebody is not on mute, so I'm getting some background noise. Go ahead, Kaidi. Please mute yourself if you're
this woman,
so that, yeah. Go ahead.
This woman who has been inserted to give us propaganda, who has done nothing, disgusts me, because the fact that they expect that Latinas will just accept this person that they inserted, who doesn't know what race she is, and just tells us that she's one of us because she's a woman and she's black.
We lost you, Kaidi. We lost you. Hold on, Kaidi. If you can get to a better, we lost you there.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm tired of it because I don't like, the problem is that, like, the fact that they expect that we're uneducated and we're uninformed, and they want us to be an uninformed people who do not follow what is happening in the news and what is happening all around us. And
right.
We are people who are living and breathing and doing everything that we can to live our lives. We're not sitting back and just allowing these people to tell us how to live. I'm tired of everything that they're doing. That she brought in a man, Tim Waltz, who pretended that he fought in a war, and it's not even true. I'm tired of this. Right.
So, like, not only that, did y'all did y'all know that Waltz actually passed a law in his state that allows, for whatever reason you want to have, the law allows the abortion all the way up until the day of birth. That's one thing Waltz has done. That's how left it is. Now, here's another thing.
So Latinos,
no one has,
don't forget the tampons.
Like, I grew up as a Pentecostal. Can I just tell you this? I grew up as a Pentecostal. Like, we don't do this shit. I'm sorry to curse, but, like, we don't do this. Like, this is not okay. Like, we don't accept this propaganda that they put in front of us. Like, this is not okay. The fact that they, like, put this shit in front of us, and we're supposed to accept, because the fact that they put this in front of us, that it's okay that we accept what these people do,
right?
It's bullshit.
Well, think about it, Kaidi. She slept her way up to the top. This wasn't earned. Her title wasn't earned. She slept. We as women are supposed to accept and be like, yeah, applaud. Oh yeah, a woman who slept her way up to the top.
Bianca,
this wasn't earned.
But I will tell you, the AP and the media, they'll say, oh, how dare you say that she slept her way to the top. I will tell you this, Willie Brown was the queen maker. His job was the queen maker. So the fact that she got into this, she did everything that she could to get in his good graces to make this happen. So this woman took a job. So first off, I will tell you this. So she had a good job, and then she took a back seat because she dated this guy, and then he said to her, oh, sit back, don't do anything, let me give you a job making half the money, so you work one day a month, literally one day a month, so that you can go in and be this political person. She took I think she was making $120,000, and she took a pay cut. It was a $70,000 job, so that she could be like a representative of the Indian heritage that she had.
Right. I just admitted
now she's like a Black representative.
Right. Oh yeah. She doesn't know what her skin color is. So hold on.
No.
I just hold on a second. I just let some people in. I just want to say, please mute, because then there's the back noise. I see some hands raised. So hang on. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Because I want to get some other female perspectives about why we're not voting for Kamala just because she's a woman.
So this is, I will say this one last thing. I do not want to be told who to vote for because of skin color, race, color, gender, anything. I want to vote for whoever knows what they're doing. And for the last 4 years, this woman has done nothing but destroy this country. And I will be damned than to be told to vote for someone who has made our community worse. How dare they tell us who to vote for because she's a woman and she's Indian or Black or whatever she wants to be tomorrow? How dare they? I'm tired of letting these people tell me what I have to do because of this woman who thinks that she represents me. She doesn't represent me at all.
So I see some men hands up, but do I have another female in here that has, Frankie, you have something to say? I knew you were going to have something to say. I want to hear, Frankie, what do you have to say? Because, hey, you're a Latina woman, Nevada representing. Frankie, thanks for being on the call with us today and coming in and come in and tell me what you're thinking, what's going on, and why you as a Latina are not getting on the Kamala, train, as we're expected to vote for her.
So hi everyone, thank you for having me on here. I am speaking on behalf of Nevada, and I do want to start by saying that I am ashamed to say that I am a ex-Democrat, because I started paying attention to the policies, and I started paying attention to what was actually going on in my community, and I was seeing the shift. I was seeing what was going on, what was affecting me. So that's what really opened my eyes. And since then, it's hard to go back once your eyes have been opened. As far as Harris, the thing with Harris, she's such a weak, underperforming politician in every single metric that you could possibly imagine. I mean, every single policy that she has co-signed on with Biden has made our country literally more dangerous. It has made every single industry more expensive. I mean, whether we're talking about higher taxes, every single family household is paying more in taxes yearly. We're paying more in prices. We're having to deal with asset inflation, price inflation. It's astronomical, the destruction that they have done to this country since they stepped into office from day one. And it's interesting because the top voter concerns and issues right now in America are inflation, right? 62% of Americans, they say inflation is the #1 problem. 51% are saying immigration is a problem. 57% are talking about the affordability of healthcare. You know, the economy obviously is the next highest thing, and you know, we're talking unemployment, jobs, job security, gun violence, and violent crime is 49%, and then we even have education at 42%. This is a very vast variety of policies that every single person, left and right, is agreeing on, and that's scary. That means that we are absolutely on the wrong side of this trajectory if both the left and right are agreeing on the top policies, because we have very vast ideologies and everyone is coming together and clearly stating there's a problem with inflation, there's a problem with immigration, there's a problem with crime. So what do we do? And here's the thing, if you look at the track record, because no one can say, well, we don't know what we would get with Kamala. We don't know, you know, what we could potentially get with Trump, because they're claiming the same thing. Oh, if he comes back in office, we'll have this, we'll have.
With Jexa Energy, every weekend is a 3-day weekend. Switch to the free 3-day weekends plan.
This pan is proven to perform. Over 90,000 of our pans can be found delivering on the line of over 1,900 of the world's best restaurants. And over 6
if they go into office. So just going off of the track record, and first, just before we even go into that, the policies and their platform, there is nothing on the Kamala site for you to go to even see any level of transparency of what her platform is. There's absolutely nothing.
She has
just give me money, just donate to me. That's it. There's nothing. So how do we know? There's no transparency there. How do we know what we're donating to? How do we know what we're voting for if you're not telling us anything? I mean, if you go off of social media and their ads, the only thing that we have to go off of is their entire platform is based on get Trump or abortion. Abortion is 8% of concerns for America. It's not even the top 10. It's not even top 10 issue. So why are you so focused on something that America is not concerned with? Because all that they do is focus on the things that we're not concerned about. They don't care about fixing the problems. They cause the problems and they try to pretend that they have a solution. That's all that they do. So if we go on this track record, right? If we just go off of inflation, the 4 years that we had Trump, inflation on average was 1.9%. On average, everyone tries to strive for a target of 2% or less. And on average, Trump was at 1.9%. On average, with Biden and Harris, we've been at 5%. There was 1 year, I think it was 22, where halfway through the year, it was at 9.1%. That's the highest inflation has ever been since 1981. That's devastating.
I love it, sis. I love that you're bringing the facts, because right now those are the facts. So like for me, the way I bring it down to like a level where, you know, and I know a lot of y'all can agree to this, but, you know, look, Latinos and Hispanics, it doesn't matter. Spanish, we're Spanish of some sort of descent, but we like to cook in the weekends. We like our fajitas, we like our brisket, we like our, you know, tacos, we like all of that stuff. When you go to the grocery store, the brisket, the what it costs to buy a brisket used to be $60, and you could feed, you know, a good 12 of your family members. Now it's $150, $140, $130 for a brisket. And it's a small brisket that you could probably feed 4 to 6 people. Like, that's where I think that we as Latinos, that's what we identify. We're like, whoa, wait a minute. The thing is that our people aren't connecting the dots yet. That's, you know, the inflation is tied into the voting. And that's where all of us have to come in to make sure that we tie the dots. We can have all these numbers and facts, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, first, you can't, the gas is up. Well, why do you think gas is up? I mean, Trump's been telling us, drill, baby, drill. Exactly. Everything goes up when you do that.
And the abortion issue is they want to abort children after birth.
Correct.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Correct.
But
correct.
That's because their goal is to focus on one issue voters.
Correct.
They're ignoring every other voter. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Right. And the
issue with the data too, let's say with just inflation, because we haven't even gone into immigration and the crime that's coming in from all of these
That's
illegals
right.
coming in.
That's right.
Just talking about inflation, the way that they manipulate the data, because not everything is included in these inflation numbers. They're not including food. They're not including a lot of things that we are facing on a daily level. You know, they're only including certain items. That's not factoring in food, gasoline, and all of these other things that we are being affected by every single day. So they can say, oh, well, inflation is only at 3-4% today. But if you look at meat, if you look at eggs, if you look at other things, gasoline, right, everything has gone up 50%, 100%. Some items are up more than 100%. And we're seeing this every single day. You can't lie with the numbers. They're trying to tell us this is the strongest economy we've ever had. That's interesting because every single voter has dished out more in taxes every year since you've gone into office. Everyone is paying double in gas. Everyone is paying more in food. How are you going to tell me that this is the strongest economy when we are no longer independent and no longer dominant in every single industry that we used to be dominant in? And then you can't claim that the presidency is not involved or responsible for any of these things. But then the moment it shifts half a percentage point, oh, we did that. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There needs to be accountability. This is ridiculous.
That's right.
It's and going back to the female telling me, first off, that because I'm Latina, because I'm a female, because first off, let's ask a question, what is a woman? All of a sudden, we know what a woman is. It's fascinating.
Hey, you brought a good point there. That's another thing. For the last 4 years,
vote for her because she's a woman.
Yeah, well, the last 4 years they've been telling us that they don't, anybody can be a woman, anybody can be a man, you could be a giraffe, you could be a, whatever the heck you want to identify as. You could be the new furries, you could do whatever you want to do. But all of a sudden, we're supposed to just believe that Kamala is a woman. And now all of a sudden we know that we're supposed to toe the line because she's a woman. And we now know what a woman is. A woman that, yeah.
And this is the same game that they played with Hillary Clinton. I actually went down, I came in with a blank slate looking at both sides. What are their platforms? What are the policies? Because me starting a small business at the time, I wanted to make sure that whoever was in office was going to make it easier for me to start my business. And that's why I was attracted to Trump. He's a businessman. Hillary Clinton was the opposite. And for people to tell me, how dare you not vote for her because you're a woman? I'm sorry. Please explain to me, as if I was 5, how just on the fact that you're a female, how does that improve my life? Because I'll sit here and wait. Now, if you tell me I have 10, 15, 20 years experience doing this, and this, here are my results. This is how I made the country better. You know what? Absolutely. We can either debate that or I can agree with you. But if your sole argument is I'm a woman, vote for me, I'm sorry. That doesn't do it for me. How uneducated do you think I am that I can't go in, look at the policies, look at the history, look at the results, see how the country has gone up or down, and make the critical decision myself? It's disrespectful on every single level.
I like that we've gotten some women perspectives right now. And so Bianca, about why we're not towing the line. Hold on, because I have a bunch of hands up and I want to give them an opportunity. Who's calling me?
Jasmine put in a good comment in the chat, and she said it's sad that Democrats can't tell the difference between illegal immigrants and legal immigrants. And that's the problem with the Latino community. It's like they think that we're so stupid that we can't tell the difference.
That's right. And you're right. And right now the illegals are getting more rights than we are as American citizens. Their kids are getting more benefits than our kids are getting. We're giving them $3,000 free phones, free airplane rides. We're giving them free bus rides to whatever city they want, destination they want, and whatever, putting them up in nice hotels. I want to take it.
Just to add to that really quick before we get to the next person, so everyone is aware how much this affects every single taxpayer, because it's almost $500 billion, I believe it's billion, but every single taxpayer is paying over $3,500 a year to fund this, and this is to house illegals, to feed illegals, and then to reallocate all of these resources that are meant for American citizens. So you're telling me you're okay Whether you're in a minority, if you're in the Black community, whatever community you are in, you are okay with this administration stealing from you, stealing from your children, stealing from your youth centers, stealing literally food off of your table to give it to illegal immigrants. That's what you're telling me, because that's not now you're talking about food on the table, and you talk about $3,500 that are unnecessary for you to have to pay at the end of the year in taxes for people that are not contributing, that are also on FBI watch lists that they're also releasing. So that's just an extra thing to throw in there. It's absolutely absurd.
Well, I thank you for that. Thanks, Frankie, for giving us your perspective on, about towing the line as a female voting for Kamala. I want to, and I'll ask that question. I know I have a bunch of hands, just so that y'all know, if I call upon you to speak, you need to turn on your camera so that they don't accuse us of having some bot online. And just for the record, no one here was paid to be here. I know Dom broke yesterday that, Kamala's paying influencers. No one was paid to be here. This is totally organic. This was a call to action. And I'm just glad that all of y'all have shown up to say, give your piece about why we're anti-Kamala, why we're not going to vote for her, and why we're so sick and tired of these communist socialist policies that they have been pretty much bestowing upon us from state to state. I'm going to give Carlos, you've had your hand up a long, long time. Carlos, I'm going to give you the mic real quick. Tell us a little bit, obviously what state you're from, and then just tell us why you're not voting for Kamala and what your take is on this.
Of course. So my name is Carlos Tercios, and I'm the State Executive Director for Latinos Unite for Conservative Action from the state of Texas. And, the reason why I'm not going to be supporting Kamala Harris is because, she supports open borders. She supports, inflation. She supports endless wars. And we spent hundreds of billions of dollars already in Ukraine. I mean, Biden and Kamala have destabilized the Middle East. They've destabilized Europe. They've destabilized essentially the world and the global economy as well. But also from a Gen Z perspective, because I'm 22 years old, the inflation has been hurting me and my wife's, economically speaking. When we go to the stores right now, it is expensive. Gas is expensive. Everything's expensive. We're hurting here in Texas. We're hurting all across the country. And Latinos need to, they're waking up. They need to realize that we live in a very horrendous economy right now. And I've seen that, when we do our day of actions, when we're out there block walking, talking to people, there are a lot of Latinos that are nodding whenever I'm wearing a MAGA hat. They're supporting what President Trump has been saying. They're actually very critical of Kamala. And we are the sleeping giant. I just want to, give some statistics. By the year 2050, we'll be more than 25% of the United States population. After 2060, we'll be 33% and above. We are the sleeping giant. We will determine the future of this country. No other group has that much influence unlike us. We will be determining the future of this country. Whether you're in Texas, whether you're in Pennsylvania, whether you're in Arizona and Nevada, we will hold that key. And it's imperative that Republicans, see us as we're essentially like what's going to help Nevada, what's going to help, Arizona, Pennsylvania. We are that critical vote. And my mom, who immigrated here, she's from Mexico, doesn't speak much English, but I talk to her in Spanish. She tells me, mijito, yo voy a votar por Trump. I'm going to vote for Trump. So is my uncle, so are other relatives. And they're like, before that, they were like, oh, they support Obama, they support Hillary. But, I see that in my family. I see that with friends. I see people, probably 8 years ago, they were saying, oh, no, I'm a Democrat. But now they're saying they're supporting Trump. And it's that slow awakening. But, in Texas, we technically should be a blue state. But you know why? Why we're not a blue state? It's because 48% of Latinos vote Republican. If we voted exactly like other groups, how Democrats have captured other groups, this thing would have been blue a long time ago. We are that critical vote. Kamala Harris and Walz, whatever his socialist name is, does not represent Latinos. They don't represent America. We're going to be door knocking every single day, not just in Texas, but across the country. Every one of us needs to be door knocking, mobilizing, and telling people, hey, Kamala Harris is going to destroy the country. She's going to bring socialism. She's going to bring communism, groom our children, innocent children, to believe in trans ideology, to believe and that you can switch genders. Apparently, a man can go into a woman's restroom. That's just lunacy. We reject that. Latinos are socially conservative. There's a great awakening happening in this country, and we're going to push back against all of this insane, left-wing ideology that's being pushed right now in our schools, being pushed in our hospitals, being pushed in our military. We're going to fight that tooth and nail. Latinos are going to be that critical vote, critical movement for that. And we're going to fight against the great replacement that's happening. These illegal aliens that are coming in, it's only being done because they know that they can get those votes. That's why they want to give them citizenship, because in the future, they want to turn this country into the United Nations vassal colony and remove our rights. So we reject Kamala Harris. Gen Z rejects Kamala Harris. Latinos reject Kamala Harris. And we're going to make sure that President Trump is reelected again this 2024 and make America great again.
Carlos, you bring up some very good points, man. And for being a Gen Z, listen, I don't know if you're like a TikTok or watch TikTok, but there's like an explosion of Gen X, and they've come out of the woodworks. They're like, we're going to have to go save this country. I'm a Gen X. So I'm like, identify, and they're like bashing on the Gen Zs because the Gen Zs are like, oh, everything is like, fairy tale, and we have to like, love Kamala and Joe, and they've done so much for us. But you bring a lot of good points, in what you're talking about, is that we are conservative. The one thing that I'm extremely passionate about, I've been very passionate about this issue, is that I always feel that the Latinos, we don't get the respect that we deserve in this country. We don't get the true seat at the table. We get pushed to the back. And a lot of the times I've gone told, well, Bianca, it's because y'all don't vote. It's because y'all don't vote. It's because y'all don't vote. Y'all don't show up. And I'm like, but we're like the majority minority. Now, I have been saying this, I'm like, look, this country has been built on the backbone of our ancestors, of our parents, of our grandparents. We're business owners. People think we're just somebody who's a cleaning maid or somebody on the weed eater. You know what? We're engineers. We're doctors. We have small businesses. If we're contributing 3.4 trillion into the economy, I think we're a lot more, and we deserve to be listened to. We deserve to have a seat at the table in all decisions that are going on, not just locally, but state level and nationally. There is like something that they always say this. So Carlos, I like that you say, look, even the only reason why we're not, blue here in Texas is because of the Latino vote, but we still don't get the respect even in Texas. There's 28 elected Democrat Hispanics in the state of Texas, compared to 5 Republicans. But when people step up to run to vote, for office, we don't get the support. We don't get the support. And so here's another thing, something else that Carlos, and I don't know if you've ever looked into this, but one thing that and I don't know if some people may have known this, not known this, but I came to discover that on our birth certificates, I don't care if you were born in Venezuela, Mexico, where you were born, on your birth certificate, you're white.
Yes.
You're white. So our numbers, listen, the gig is up for both Democrat and Republicans who've been using our numbers and tossing them wherever they want, according to whatever Pew Research, and putting us in a bucket and saying, hey, well, it's always been the 70% of the Hispanics. They always vote 70% Democrat, 70% Democrat. How do you know that? How do you know that we're voting? How do you know that we have been voting 70%? And then it's like how do you even categorize us when our birth certificates say we're white? So, there's a lot of issues that I'm like, no, we're just not getting the respect that we deserve. And we are more than just a cleaning lady. And listen, I have no disrespect for the cleaning lady, but we're a lot more than that. We bring a lot more to the table than just that. And that's what I think that people we're just like everybody. This is the one thing about the Democrats. It's all about identity politics for them. They have 28 categories for I don't know what. They have all these things that they want to be the ones that, that like subcategories now in their LGBTQ agenda. They've like subcategorized that now. They have like, they keep adding letters and pluses and X's and all kinds of things. But at the same time, it's like, wait a minute, you know, where is it that you know, we don't believe in that stuff. That's not how I was culturally. I mean, I don't know how many other of you agree with this, but I wasn't born and raised this way. My grandmother was not this way, and my mother was not this way. We were not born to what. If I mean, listen, if we went to my mom and said, we're gay, she'd be like, no, but ni saben que es gay.
126,000 people on this Zoom call.
Just not, and it's not saying, hey, you're not
That's
accepted as a gay person. It's just not part of our culture.
But
We got
Bianca,
somebody. Hold on, hold on. Somebody is not muted. Hold on, I got some noise in the background. I don't know who's not muted. Who's not muted here? Just please mute. Please mute. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Bev
Who was
is
going to
not
say something
muted.
before I? Who's not muted?
Bev,
Who's not muted?
whoever Bev is not muted. There's another
Bianca,
iPhone person that's
they
not.
took Bianca.
Who's? Hold on, Katie. Hold on. Who else is not muted? Maria? Is there somebody else?
There's somebody that just says iPhone, and I think that's, I don't know if that's where the noise is coming from.
Okay. All right. Okay, I've muted. Okay, thanks. Let me know if there's somebody else. Go ahead, Heidi.
No, I was gonna say,
something to that point.
I know there's hands, but I just wanted to say they took our celebrities from us. So George Soros bought all of he bought all of the TV stations, the radio stations, all of the Latino, everything we have media wise, they took that from us. They took John Leguizamo from us. They took every Latino celebrity we have. And that's why the Latino community thinks that, like, oh, you know, we just got to follow the celebrities. That's the problem.
They can have them.
No, but that's the problem. They don't get it. Whatever our celebrities say, that's the issue. So when they hear voices, those voices that matter to them are the ones that they follow. And that's the issue that we have, is that the voices that they follow have been bought and sold.
Well, they got to know that it's their voice that counts the most.
Yeah.
No, but she's right, because she's doing, remember, she came here to Atlanta and she just put on a show with Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo for the Black community. And unfortunately for the masses, that does work. I like what Candace Owens does, which is she's very much in popular culture. I wish we had a way of doing something similar, you know, having someone in Hollywood on our side, someone in music on our side.
Well,
we have gonna get, you know, Aventura together one day, and then we're all gonna vote for her, you know.
But we have people who have come out on our side that are artists, like the Trump Latinos that have come out. They got canceled. They're supposed to hop on this call. They got canceled. Their music has been removed because they were singing truth. They were rapping truth. So, you know, we do have, I mean, they're not going to be obviously like, they're not still like a Hollywood person, but still we have artists out there that are trying to come out conservatively. And because they're conservatively and preaching truth and rapping truth and putting those lyrics that, you know, speak to the community, they're getting censored because, like Heidi said, they own the media. That's what we have to overcome. So not only, look, our Latino community, obviously, Carlos says, we've got the numbers. We have the numbers. We're the majority minority. We have the numbers. So we have to overcome everything that they throw at us, especially now that we are not towing the line for the Democrat Party. So I know that, listen, because I've had a lot of hands up, so I want to try to go down the list here, and I still have people trying to come in. So bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. And if somebody that does need to say something, like, let me know, because I have to scroll down through the screen. There's a lot, guys. There's a lot of y'all. This is amazing. I want to Maria Miller. Maria Salinas Miller. I'm gonna go to you real quick. I know you've done a lot of work with me on the border, and so I want to let you know. I want you to like talk about the whole illegal immigration, because I know you can speak very well to that as well. So I want to give you opportunity to have your hand raised. So I don't know if you had a comment about something as well. I'll give you the mic.
I do. Real quick, I'll say my comment first in regards to the celebrities. My brother Nino said it too. We don't need them. We worship God. We don't worship celebrities. And that being said, it's just basically, guys, yes, I know they control the media. They influence, especially our youth and all that. But we have to take a stronger stance as the demographic. I don't like to play the whole identity politics thing, but sometimes we have to, because they use that. They use what did I used to say, Bianca, when we would go on tour, when I would say, we are not Hispanic Americans, we're American Hispanics, and we are not owned by the Democrat Party. That being said, I'm going to go over to the illegal immigration issue. So I recently moved to the Northwest Ohio region, and I am in the industry of HR and staffing. And what I am seeing, and I've been sharing this with Bianca, is, I've been at the border. I've been boots on the ground at the border. I see the crisis and how it affects the exploited immigrants, the women, the children, the increase in crime, the drugs and arms that are being smuggled in, how the cartels basically have infiltrated every community in our nation. If that doesn't scare people, I don't know what to tell you. It's like you're living under a rock if you think that the cartel does not live in your community, because they do. But in terms of how is this immigration affecting our pocketbooks? And people say, oh, they're just coming here for a better life. They're coming here, they're being processed with our tax dollars, okay? It's taking, like I'll use Texas as an example. Operation Lone Star, they tout how Operation Lone Star is such a wonderful thing, but I don't think that it is, because they're taking billions and billions of taxpayer dollars. And is it decreasing or stopping the influx of illegals? No, it is not. It is being used to pay overtime for state troopers and guard and processing and building facilities and transportation and all that. So, and these structures of Abbott calls walls, it is not stopping the influx. Okay, so I'm very opposed to using taxpayer dollars for processing the illegals. They're in our communities, guys. They're in every community in the United States is now a border community, because you've been infiltrated, you've been invaded by these illegal immigrants that are utilizing your public assistance programs. Medicaid. I live in Ohio. They are getting Medicaid. I know this because they tell me. They are utilizing, when they get hurt and they don't have insurance, they just go to whatever hospital they want. They get it covered. They're getting food stamps. They're getting housing. They are taking American jobs. So recently there was how the Biden regime likes to tout that, they've created all these jobs in America. A lot of that, as we all know, was jobs that came back after COVID. Okay. So those weren't really jobs created. Those were jobs that people went back into. But I saw a report, and I'm sorry that I didn't come prepared with a statistical number, but I want to say it was somewhere like 42%. Frankie, I know you're really good at this. 42% of these however millions of jobs that Biden created were taken by illegals, people. So, don't tell me that the Biden administration has done this wonderful job at, with creating jobs for American citizens, because 42% of them went to illegals to begin with. And those jobs were, a lot of them, like I said, are coming back from COVID, but they're utilizing all these programs. And then let's not even get to the increased crime. Okay. Bianca's in the Houston area, the #1 hub for sex trafficking. I live straight shot up north. I live in the #4 region for sex trafficking, Toledo, Ohio, which is not a big, great city like, Houston or New York or Los Angeles, but we're #4, and that's concerning to me. The crime that's being committed by illegals, we've seen it, in our media. The American citizens that are falling prey to, they're being victimized, either being murdered or being raped or both. This is concerning. I'm a mother. I have 3 beautiful daughters that are 2 in college, 1 is not. That's concerning to me. I worry for their well-being. I worry for all American citizens, how we're being affected. You see the stories that are coming out of Chicago and New York, and how basically the residents, the citizens there are fed up. But that resonates all across the country. People are tired. We're fed up. And I like the point that somebody made earlier, is that I think it was Jasmine said they need to learn how to differentiate between illegal and immigrant and legal immigrant, because they use that verbiage, guys. They push it through social media. They push it in the regular media, painting conservatives as being anti-immigrant. We are not anti-immigrant. We are anti-illegal immigrant. And I think I had some notes.
That's a good point.
The increased crime, the taking American jobs, utilizing social programs, the cost to the taxpayers. And I'm really big, Bianca, what we worked on our project, election integrity. Somebody was in the chat room saying, what are we going to do? How are we going to organize? We do have to get our message out, get out the vote, be a poll worker, be a poll watcher, make sure that you yourselves, individuals, whatever organization you're involved in, you need to go out. Carlos Turcios made some very valid points. We need to take initiative ourselves. If you don't know how, everybody has a computer, everybody has a smartphone. Go to your county election administration and figure it out. You're not that stupid. And I just, the illegals voting, that is a big concern, because I saw the SAVE Act. Bianca, I'm going to pass it back to you, but let's talk about what Congress did. And I got a message from the Chip Roy organization about the SAVE Act is being rejected. Illegals voting in our federal elections. That's how they're going to try to steal it again. That's why it's imperative that we get out. We not only ourselves as individuals, our families, our neighbors, our church, are in our neighborhoods. We got to we just got to put our boots on the ground and just get out and do it, guys. Thank you.
So that's awesome. That's what, hopefully by the end of this call, this is a call to action. I mean, we're going to have to multiply and like we never have before in all aspects. Everybody has their strengths. You have to use your strength with what you're good at, whether it is phone banking, whether it is calling, you're just your family, relatives, your friends, your neighbors, your, people in your cul-de-sac, whatever, down the street. You have to just your group of friends, making sure that they go vote, getting people to go to the polling locations. I told people recently, I had a speaking engagement. I told them, I was like, listen, if you have time right now to be going on vacation, and that's great and dandy. I don't want to take away from your vacation, but if you have time right now to go to vacation, why don't you wait and keep your vacation and take it when we have early voting and voting going on? Because we need you at the polling locations. That's where we're going to need you, because they're going to try to take this.
Right. Before I pass off, I did forget to give you my reason why I'm not voting for Kamala. And I told you this last time, aside from all the valid points that everybody else made, particularly about how she's a socialist communist candidate, I am not voting for Kamala because I am an advocate for children. I'm pro-life. And when she was working, running as a prosecutor in California, you can look this up. People need to Google the St. Ignatius Catholic Church. When she took that position, when she beat out the former prosecutor who basically gift wrapped her a very strong case against pedophile priests, Kamala opted not to pursue that trial because she got campaign donations from some very high big money Catholic donors. And so she basically, what she did, and as a parent and as an advocate against child abuse, she basically threw all those victims under the bus and refused to prosecute those pedophile priests. And a lot of people don't know about the story because the media has buried it and they don't talk about it. But it's true. All you got to do is Google Kamala, St. Ignatius Catholic Church, pedophile priest victims, and you will find the story. It's there. That's why I'm not.
All right,
that's one of the reasons.
Can you put that in the chat and make sure that everybody on this chat puts that story out, please?
That's right. That's good. That's great. That's good. I have someone who has to jump off real quick, so I'm going to give her the mic. Maria Carmen Cavazos, if you're still on here, I know you're trying to give your point before you have to jump off, so I'm going to let you do that real quick. Go ahead, Carmen. Did you unmute? Okay, I think, Carmen, if you're still on here, I heard you say something and then all of a sudden you're not. I don't know if you're still on here or not. Okay, hold on. Did she jump off or not? Let me see. All right, hold on. She may have She was losing her battery. Oh my goodness. How do you not come prepared? I told her. All right, real quick. So listen, because I have a lot of hands up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, as I see you on my screen, I'm going to go through the hands up real quick. And then just like, because I can't even believe we've already been on here for an hour. So like, I'm going to I want to have as many of you all have a voice tonight and to say what, why you're not voting for Kamala and what that topic is, whether it's the immigration inflation, whether it's the transgenderism, whatever it is, however she's destroying our community. I want you to be able to have a voice. So Jess, I'm going to let you go first and just give us a real quick, like a 1 minute, girl, like give us a real quick reason why you're not supporting Kamala. Unmute, mama.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go, Jess.
Okay. So I'm not voting for her because, because what's been happening in this state, And,
What state? What state are you from?
I'm from California.
Okay.
I'm from Ventura County, and we've been dealing with this, open border for a long time, and we're afraid to go out. There's days that my family are just like, because they're nervous about the homeless population. That's one thing.
So homelessness and crime.
Homelessness and crime, but the open border thing, it's really bad. Because I'm seeing all these people, and go out in town like they're either slumped over or whatever. It's that bad. And I had family members affected by this too. And quite a few almost died. And someone real close to me, and I don't like talking about it.
All right, girl, we got you. We know.
And I don't talk about it a lot, but he's a good friend of mine. And I'm trying to be strong right now, but he was only 36 years old, and he's dead now because all that's going on. And,
so there's literally, you can say that like literally Kamala's and Joe Biden's policies have really pretty much destroyed your community and destroying people around you. So
I wouldn't vote for him. It's so many other things, and then the grooming thing is like they gone way too far, And I know certain people that it's affected. Like, they gone way too far. The books in the school. I had, my family. It's like it's personal because it's so sick now. They just I never, I wasn't raised like that. Like you said, none of us are raised like that. Like it's just like before Obama, it wasn't like this, Like I don't know how to say it, but
so Jess,
it wasn't this bad.
I know. Thanks, girl. I'm gonna go to Gabe real quick. I'm just trying to get as many of y'all as I can. I think. Thanks, Jess. Thank you. All right, hold on. Is it Gabe Mercado? Hold on. I see your hand. I'm just gonna try to go down the line. Gabe, what do you got to say about all this?
Well, I'm not voting for her for one thing because she's, in my opinion, a Marxist. There's two things that I keep on my desk at all times because I work from home. One is a firearm. Excuse me. I just had surgery today, so I'm like not feeling very well. And the other is the Constitution.
I hear that.
Those are two things I don't think she grasped at all.
I'm glad you brought that up.
She's taken away. She wants to take away our rights to firearms.
Yeah.
She wants to take away all of the liberties that we have to protect ourselves. And I think that in itself is just fascist.
Well, thanks, Gabe. Hey, thanks for telling us that, because we hadn't touched on the Second Amendment. And so, Julio, I'm going to go to you real quick. Julio, tell us why it is you're not voting for Kamala, and pretty much what your issue is. You got to unmute, Julio. Let's see if we can unmute. Hold on.
Hola.
Hey, hola.
Buenas noches. Very great pleasure to meet you. I'm not voting for Harris because, as an ex-Democrat, the Democrat Party has become bizarre and weird. I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Trump twice, a third time soon. Her open border policy clearly is no, there's no policy. But majorly, she had a guy in a beard, in a dress, in the White House. And the Trump team would never invite a guy with a beard in a dress to the White House. So she doesn't respect our beautiful God. I can speak for 20 hours, but thank you for this platform.
Hey, thank you so much, Julio. Thank you so much. Jesse Lopez. Jesse Lopez, unmute. And then Julio, if you can mute back, please, just in case. All right, Jesse, tell us why you're not voting for Kamala, man.
Hey, how you doing, Bianca? Nice to see you again. We met down here at the Silverado when you came to talk a couple of years ago.
That's
Why
right.
I'm not voting for Kamala? Oh my God. People have to understand, a vote for Kamala is a vote to end the United States of America as we know it.
That's right.
For the last 3 years, just like people have been saying, they've been robbing us of all this tax money to provide income for the illegals. It's like, and I've seen receipts. People have sent me receipts. It's like $13,000 of EBT plus $5,000 cash. Is like, come on, we're paying for that. We're paying to house them. They're getting jobs for for Americans, for legal immigrants, and then of course the message is right. The reason for the mass immigration of illegal aliens, that's what they are. They're invading our country, and then now you see them lining up in different cities across the country, getting driver's licenses. Why do you need a driver's license if you don't have a car?
And it's hey, that's a good point. That's a good point, brother.
They don't even, they don't have cars. They might not even know how to drive, but they're getting driver's license, and it's just like we're getting gaslighted right now with all these massive rallies that Kamala Harris is having right now. When you have people coming on here, influencers, that say, "Hey, they offered me money. These people are getting paid." The AFT Teachers Union is going in there, ordering their people to attend these rallies, and they have to, because they're at the mercy of the AFT Union. And this is happening across the country, and that's what they're doing. And that's exactly why we have to organize and get out there and get out that vote. Let me tell you one story.
Hey, Jesse, real quick, you touched on something that we haven't talked about tonight. So, like, you're talking about these illegals driving around, you know, and they're demanding that we give them licenses. They're going to the state capitol demanding that we give them licenses. But I don't know about the rest of y'all, but the car insurance right now, homeowners insurance and car insurance has almost doubled and tripled. I asked someone in the insurance industry, what the heck is going on? Doubling my car insurance. And they said it's because of the number of illegals on the road. They don't have, because of the insurance. We're having to pay for that, Jesse. So when you're talking about that, I'm like, you know what? I get it that you want to come here for a better life, but you have to come the legal way. We have to know who you are. Like, we can't continue to go. I mean, we can't continue this way. We just can't.
Yeah, exactly. I got a letter from one of my insurance company before I switched. And it said, we're raising your premiums. And I'm like, raising my premiums? I haven't had no accidents. Why are you raising my premiums? So I called them and I said, why are you raising my premiums? And they said, well, because the cost of the supply chain, okay, that's Biden. because it costs more to make the pieces to your car. Okay, that's Biden. And it's like, so every single reason is because of Joe Biden. And it's like, so you're gonna increase my premium because of Joe Biden and how much it's costing you to insure people's vehicles. No, that's not flying. So I'll change companies.
That's right.
So I just change companies. And it's like, I served 20 years in the Navy. And it's like, I know a lot of veterans right now, and I see people in the gym all day long, every single day. Old people, white people, black people, Hispanic people, from all different backgrounds and all different age groups. And I'm always wearing my Trump gear, and I'm always getting thumbs up. I've never gotten a negative comment. And so people are waking up. People are waking up. Young people tell me, I want to be able to buy a house one day. So there is no way that I'm going to vote for when Biden was in there before they kicked him out of the office. And then they planted Kamala in there where she wasn't even, my God, it's like people don't realize she wasn't even primaried into the position that she's in right now. No one voted for her. It's just the elites. And of course, we know who the other people are that pushed her into that slot. People need to wake up and spread that word. Let me tell you one story, just one story.
I know, Justin, but I gotta let other people talk because we're running out of time. So hold on to your story, Jesse. Hold on. I want to let I know he's got his hand up, and I want to thank him for coming on today. Is Drew Hernandez? I know he's been patiently waiting real quick. I want to get your thoughts real quick. I want to and kind of I'll come back to you. I promise. I'm trying to get through as many people as I can.
I got you.
So Drew, thanks for I don't know if I think you're unmuted now. I think if you can there you are.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
So,
hey, I
go ahead.
I want to break down a couple things that are on my radar right now with Tim Walz. And I kind of hope the Trump administration hits this a little harder because I view Tim Walz as a Trojan horse because he's worse than Kamala. Kamala is retarded. She's a full-blown mental retard, okay? And that's why she's been put there as a puppet. You take a look at someone like Tim Walz, and he is completely radical. He's not a socialist. He's a communist. Completely satanic. And you look at his policies and you will find that very clearly that that's exactly who this individual is. I'm just going to give you a couple. Did you know that Tim Walz himself, there's in Minnesota, there's something called the PRO Act where a woman could so-called get an abortion at any point in the pregnancy. First, second, third trimester, all the way up until 9 months, all the way up until 9 months. And it gets even more twisted. There's the so-called reproductive health care bill, HF 366, where the baby itself, okay, if a woman has a so-called failed abortion and the baby survives, the doctors are not obligated to keep the baby alive. Okay, this is not abortion. This is not health care. This is infanticide. This is murder. Doesn't matter if it's a white baby or a black baby or a brown baby, Asian baby, doesn't matter. This is a baby. This is a human life. Okay? And if you really want to reach people out there, you have to really break this down because the reason why I call Tim Walz a Trojan horse right now is because the sinister, twisted part about this is that they're trying to pass this guy off as some kind of Democrat moderate. Okay, and that's intentional. That's intentional to target voters, especially Latino voters, especially maybe boomer, Gen X Latino voters that may think that this guy, he's America's coach. He's got big dad energy. He's just a nice white man. No, this guy is satanic. Okay, anybody in their right mind that views a woman having a so-called abortion at possibly 9 months, and if the baby survives, the doctors are not obligated to keep the baby alive. That is murder. It's always murder, no matter what.
That's right.
And to make it even worse, he even signed in legislation to where the doctors and the nurses don't even have to document it or report it to the government. A 100% cover-up of murder of babies slaughtered all the way up until 9 months. See, this is what people need to understand is this is satanic. This is not left versus right. It's not Republican versus Democrat. This is good versus evil, God and Satan. And people need to realize this is what's manifesting in your country out in the open. And I'll give you another one. There's a book called Gender Queer. Pretty sure that you guys are familiar with this. And it is a pornographic book that's shown to children in the name of LGBTQ sex education. In the book, it depicts, like a comic book, little boys, teenagers performing gay oral sex on each other, fulfilling their homosexual fantasies. And this is shown to kids. And by the way, Mr. Tim Walz himself went on X publicly, and he posted very, very, very clearly that he found the banning of this book as ridiculous and a bad thing. So see, people need to understand that you got to go after Tim Walz right here, because this is how you take down Kamala Harris, because they're trying to Trojan horse the entire country and believing that this guy's a moderate, but he's a Trojan horse of absolute Satanism and perversion in the White House to an extent that makes Biden look like a moderate and a conservative. I know that's a crazy thing to say, but Tim Walz is dangerous. And you guys really need to explain to your families out there, explain to the familia just how dangerous this guy is to Latino babies and the future of American children for this country. I'll give you one more and I'm done. There was also a bill that he signed so it would be redacted and amended. And the bill had to identify and declare and define just exactly what sexual orientation is. And the original bill, which, by the way, was authored by a pervert that claims to be a woman, but it's a dude or some other, I don't know, just an LGBTQ pervert, right?
Yeah.
And in the bill, the original bill stated basically that pedophilia is not a sexual orientation. It made it very clear that if you are a pedophile and you are sexually attracted to children like a damn pervert, you cannot hide behind saying, this is my sexual orientation. Tim Walz amended that bill, removing those words that made it impossible for any pedophile out there to say, well, some homosexual pedophile out there, well, I'm just attracted to little boys. I'm LGBTQ. What are you, some kind of bigot? You don't like gays? I'm attracted to children. So that means that, that's my sexual orientation. I'm a protected class. Tim Walz took away that verbiage, amended, redacted the bill so homosexual pedophiles or any pedophile out there can have sex with your child and hide behind sexual orientation as a reason for being a pedophile. If that is not enough for you to not vote for Kamala Harris because she's trying to pass this guy off that signed on this legislation as a moderate and a good thing for the United States of America, especially Latino families, you're insane, you're deceived, and this guy is a threat to the Republic, especially the future of the Republic, which are children. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
Hey,
I'm a little lit. Call me extreme, that's fine. But this is the real deal, guys. This is not coming, it's here.
That's right. No, and listen, Drew, you just summed it up beautifully on every reason why any Latino in the whole United States does not need to vote for either one of these people, because they've done it in their states. They've done it in California. They've done it in Walz State. Now they want to do it nationally. They want to just full blown take over. And this is what they want to do to our families. They're coming after us. They went after the Black family, and now they want to come after the nucleus family, and they want to destroy the Hispanic family. And we're the ones that are going to have to stand up and do something. But here is, hold on. Somebody who is not muted. Somebody is talking. Let me see. Who is it? Oh, maybe here. Mute. All right. So here's the thing. Drew, you gave us like 3-4 great talking points that every single leader on here should be able to take back, and we regurgitate it over and over and over and over to to all of our Latino communities. Here, our organization, Latinos for America First, right now, we're going to have boots on the ground. We are coming in full force into the states that we need to go and win those Senate seats. We need to activate like we have never activated before, because these issues right here that you're talking about, Drew, is the very issues that are going to destroy us completely once and for all. This is it. They have advanced, and they're not going to give it up. They're not going to give up their power. They're not going to go away. And we have the numbers. This is where we have to drive the messaging like we've never driven it before. This is what we have to be telling people as we block walk, as we phone bank, as we are out there talking to every single person that will listen to us, whether it's on social media, whether it's on radio. We're going to be buying radio ads. We're going to be buying social media ads. We're going to be buying television ads. We're going to be in their face every single, and this is a messaging that we have to take to our communities, and specifically in Spanish too, because we're not getting it out in Spanish. So that's the thing, is that we need those leaders to regurgitate. We're going to send over 100,000 boots on the ground, specifically in Nevada and in Arizona, because that's where they've asked us to go, because that's where they need our help the most, especially with the Latino community. But we know that, look, there's Latinos everywhere. It's not just Arizona and Nevada. We still need to make sure we hold our ground in Texas. We hold our ground in Florida. We have to make sure that we're helping California. We have to make sure that we're helping, New Jersey and New York. We have to make sure that we are helping in every single way that we can. And so this is what I'm asking. I'm asking, Drew, I'm glad you just summed it up for us. And I know that many of you, and I will go and give you some, the rest of you as much as time as I possibly can before we're like cut off here. But I will tell you, it's important. There's so many organizations. We need to work together to become, because listen, there is so much. I just came off of a national tour toward 47 states with General Michael Flynn. I'm going to tell y'all right now, for anybody out there who thinks that we've won it, it's in the bag because they're so leftist, we've not won anything. I mean, I was on the ground. I can tell you, people are very disconnected. They do not know what's going on. You have to be the person. We have to multiply. There's enough acreage around the United States of America for every single person here and beyond us to go and take on to take on this conservative message and make sure that everybody gets to the polls, because we have to overcome. And Trump is now saying it, too big to rig. It has to be too big to rig.
Guys, las 4:30.
And this is, now who's on who is not muted?
Están lejos de la casa, man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, somebody was not muted there.
Now he's trying to get you that Spanish content.
He's trying to get me the Spanish content.
That's just, that's
hey,
what
Bianca,
we're trying to do too.
I want to thank you guys. I got to roll out. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to speak. I'm encouraged by all of you guys. And if anyone, that's really about it. Christ is King. I'd love to have anyone on my show. I have a huge platform.
Let's get it, Drew.
I would love to, platform people that want to speak out against this, because this is the real deal. And so, DM me at Drew H Live on X. You guys can find me on Rumble, rumble.com/Drew Hernandez. That's where the show goes down. So salute to you guys, Patriots. Christ is King. I'll see you guys later. Thank you, Bianca.
Amen.
Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you. I want to go, Rosangel, real quick. I'm going to give you the mic real quick. I know you want to say something out from New York. You guys have been working, hard. So I'm going to give it to you.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, everyone. Bianca, thank you so much for putting this space together. And thank you, Dom, for hosting us. My name is Rosangel. I'm one of the Perez sisters of Cafecito Break, Boots on the Ground. Excuse me. I'm a former MTV producer. I know we're talking about entertainment, but this is where I come in my Boots on the Ground experience. I often find myself in rooms where people often discount just how messaging is important when we communicate with people. And a lot of people are communicating through what we may find just like, we don't want to go there. It's not our thing. I'm so over it. Believe me, as much as I love the music industry, when I want to sit down and hang out with my family, I'm not trying to hear about Mark Anthony. With that being said, I would like to say that living in New York, we've learned a very valuable lesson of what it means to have our space sort of change very rapidly. The last time I checked numbers, we had welcomed over 200,000 migrants that have crossed over illegally. Even though, from what I understand, maybe the buses have stopped, but the families have not stopped coming. It's not only, of course, from the southern border, because that's always the stereotype. We also are receiving guests that are coming through the Canadian border. And what I can tell you is that the animosity is growing. So I'm happy that we have pointed out that that not all migrants are the same, because their politics is trying to play that narrative. And Kamala Harris is one of the most liberal on the books. And she chose a VP that's even more liberal. And it's not lost on me that Kamala Harris is always saying something, you know, a little phrase, what can be unburdened by what has been.
Okay, ahorita
You
no
know,
traigo, se los acabo
she
de
says
dar
it
a.
like this:
hold on.
what
Are you
can
better?
be unburdened by what has been. Every single time is like this. If you think about it and you imagine that there are statues, if I'm not mistaken, of Baphomet that signal to Satanism, there, you know, when Drew says that there's a lot of like Satan undertones, there really are Satan undertones. Like, I got to tell you that on one hot summer last year, we had over 100 migrants that had to sleep overnight because they were coming in so fast and they weren't processed. And we went by the hotel where they were, and we got chased out by Antifa, who were somehow connected to this, and they didn't want us to record what was happening. And because my sister and I were coming directly from an event where we were with pastors and priests and ministers, and we all know what that feels like when we're in church, when we're around like-minded faith-building people. When we approached the hotel, where all these people, hundreds of people outside on a hot summer day, let me tell you what we didn't see. We didn't see police officers. We barely saw security. We got chased off by Antifa. They obviously didn't want us to film, and it felt very, very dark. Something there they don't want us to see. They're sneaking people in neighborhoods. Before all the migrants were welcomed here by Mayor Adams, who, you know, was just virtue signaling. And these are statistics anyone could look up. I host a space every Monday on Cafecito Break at 9 p.m. Eastern time, where I gather with boots on the ground folks, such as former NYPD and current NYPD, who are tracking these things. And I can tell you that we had zero moped patterns according to the statistics that we've gotten, and now we have about 80 moped patterns of robberies. And the way that that's explained to me is one pattern can be multiple little gangs of moving and robbing people. It's affected our neighborhood. People are getting robbed, mugged, just being in a restaurant. Doñita that I saw the other day, I was like, I needed to help her with the groceries. When I inquired what was going on, she said she fell down trying to scurry out of the way for all these illegal moped riders that are just here breaking all kinds of traffic laws, making it impossible for everyone, just pedestrians, viejitas trying to cross the street. She's not the only one I've encountered that has gotten hurt trying to just evade these people. And people are also getting mugged, just like sitting out. Like the gone are almost the days where you could just sit out in public and enjoy a little cafecito, because you have people casing you out and trying to steal. Thefts are up, burglaries are up, killings are up, people being found dead in apartments is up. I'm not necessarily saying that that's connected to migrants, because those are still like investigations, but everything has gone up. We're feeling it. And this is a big reason why here in New York, we have seen the way Democratic policies, because they're undeniably the ones that have been in power, do not work, have not been working. We do not feel safe in New York City. And this is why we're not going to vote Kamala. If you want to learn more, please connect with us at Cafecito Break. Thank you for this opportunity, everyone.
Hey, thank you so much. Hey, I want to go to my brother, Nino America. I want you to come on real quick and tell me exactly why you're not voting for Kamala. I know you've been having your hand raised up close to an hour and a half now, so we gotta like start to wrap up as fast as we can. So Nino, I'm gonna give you the mic, brother.
What up?
What up?
What
Take
up?
that rainbow, take that rainbow light off. Hey, what's up, everybody? Okay, the reason why I'm not voting for Kamala Harris is because I'm not stupid. It's disgusting what the Democrats are doing. It's a typical playbook they always use. Identity politics, right? And this gender crap. That don't pay the bills. I'm a West Texas oil man, and I gotta say this, I'm gonna break it down real simple for anybody listening. Look, if you hate Trump, that's your prerogative. But ask yourself right now, ladies and gentlemen, are you doing better now or were you doing better under Trump? Forget what he said. Forget the feelings. Forget your grandma, your dad, everybody that don't like him. If you don't like him, just ask yourself, how is your financial status in 2024? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you want to be shocked? Go look at the price value of your house. Look at your 401k. Look at the money you have in your bank or the money you don't have in your bank. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, under Trump, we were balling. Under Biden, we are falling. And it's simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen.
I like that.
I
like it. I like
don't
it.
Leave.
Under
Amen.
Trump, we're balling. Under Biden, we're falling.
I like that.
Hey, the point is this, though. Look, these people pull these tricks every time. I'm going to tell you something. The gender, the race of these political candidates doesn't matter to me. Okay? What matters to me
It's a Zoom
is...
call.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
someone
hear
else is
you.
talking.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to find out who it is. So I'm trying to like, go ahead, brother.
I'm talking. What matters to me is the security of my family and the financial status of my home. And I'm going to tell you one thing, y'all. These Democrats are very smart. Let's not get it twisted. Trumpers, MAGA hatters, Republicans, Christians, conservatives. These people, the Democrats, they ain't stupid. They are cunning like the devil. They are very smart. They are very sharp. They know on the ground level, and they know how to get people out there to vote, and they know how to do the rest. I don't even want to say it on here. You know how they operate. The point is, y'all, it's disgusting how Kamala Harris and her whole team and platform. I got to ask you, where is the plan? Where is Kamala Harris's plan? If you're listening to me now, check this out. Forget the MAGA hat. You might get triggered by the MAGA hat. I'm going to ask you real quick. Whenever you hear Kamala talk, do this. Close your eyes if you get a chance and listen to what she's saying. Besides the cackling and the laughing, does she have a plan? I've yet to hear Kamala Harris give any plan of action. I've yet to hear her say anything of substance. And the lady, to be completely honest, is unfit to be the next president. Again, there's no plan of action. I'm a critical thinker. I'm a Trumper. I'm a Christian. I'm a conservative. Amen. But at the same time, if the Democrats, what you want to call them, and Kamala, if they had a plan that actually made sense, I will be open to listening to them. I'm a critical thinker. I'm just not going to go down the Republican card or ticket here, ladies and gentlemen. The point is, she has no plan. So the reason why me, Nino America, I'm not voting for Kamala Harris is because I'm not stupid and I have a family and my family comes first. And you want to get mad at talking about Trump saying things about illegals and Mexicans, whatever. I've never been offended by anything Trump has said. I'm an equal opportunity deporter, excuse me, and they all got to go. If you're here legally, you got to go, Holmes. I don't care if you're black, brown, white, Russian, whatever. If you're here in my country illegally, you got to go. And if you want to come here, do it the right way, because you're disrespecting people that have laid down their lives for people to live here. This is a blessing in this country. And people like me, brown skin, oh, hey, I'm white. Hey, like Bianca said, I'm white on my birth certificate. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm grateful. And I praise my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I was born in this country. One more point before I go.
Amen.
I'm going to say, Christians, MAGA hatters, patriots, what country are we going to leave for our children? What are they going to see?
Right.
Are they going to have a country that's recognized in 10, 20 years? Hey, I'm a community organizer, no Obama in my section. I take care of my backyard in West Texas. When something happens out here, I'm boots on the ground and I'm out there. I'm not playing games. The point is, what kind of country are you going to leave for your kids? Hey, Christ is Lord. Amen. Trump is nobody's, but Trump, I believe, is put here for a reason. He exposed many things. They try to take him out. And all I got to say is this. Anybody listening, where were you doing better? And what presidency were you doing better? Be honest with yourself. Don't sit here and believe the news. Do your own research and have critical thinking skills and apply them and make the right decision, not based off of gender, not based on skin color. Base it on what matters. Does Kamala Harris have a? No, she doesn't. That's why me, a West Texas man in West Texas, I ain't voting for Kamala Harris. And with that, Bianca, thank you. Thank everybody. Christ is Lord.
Thank you. Thank you, Nino. Thank you, brother. I love you. Thanks for always being truth.
Yes.
You know, hey, we always bring truth, right? We get attacked for telling the truth, but you know what? We don't stop. So I thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. So real quick, you know, because they're messaging me here. We're kind of running out of time. But I do want to say, I think that, you know, I think we've covered, I mean, a lot of reasons why we're obviously not voting for Kamala. I want y'all to know that, you know, regardless of where you're at or not at, but if you know people that want to get involved, please tell them to go sign up. I need everybody to go sign up at latinosforamericafirst.org, because we're going to be employing people and sending them out to the prospective areas so they can go door knocking, so we can do not necessarily events, but whether it's town halls, helping our candidates that are running for office. We got to go and help them. We got to be boots on the ground. We got to be faces. We got to be voices. We have to be, you know, I'll be looking for people to help me do the media aspects. Need people to help me do, you know, some of the videos and things that I'm going to have to be getting out on, you know, whether it's radio, whether it's ads that we're buying on social media. So I'm going to need, it's going to take an army of us. It's not about me. It's not about whether, like Nino America, it's not about one specific person. It is about saving this country. It is about saving and giving our kids a future and a chance here, and from taking away the narrative that the left has used against us all these years, that you don't own us. We can think for ourselves. We're smart people. We're more than a weed eater, and we're more than a maid. We are definitely engineers, business owners. We are doctors. We are teachers. We are law enforcement. We are veterans. We are everything. 34% of our veterans are of Hispanic descent. 80% of our Border Patrol agents at the front lines are Hispanic. We're always at the forefront. The Marines, Hispanic. So we are there defending this country, and we're not going to give it up. And we're going to take everything back. And I've said, I'm like, we're going to do what is necessary legally, and always, you know, always on the correct side of everything. But we're going to do what it takes to make sure that Kamala and Walz never walk into the White House to fully finish destroying this country, because we won't make it. We will not. This is it. This is it. They've been telling us 2018 was it? No. 2020, no, it was it. 2022, no. And then all this red tsunami, we're going to have a red tsunami. Nino America's right. Don't believe that we have a red tsunami. If we do not stand up, if we as Latinos do not get activated and get out and do what we need to do, we won't have a country. So I just want to say, I know there's a couple of you more that want to have your hands up, but really,
Bianca, I just want to say something short. Is it possible?
Yeah, say something really quick, because I'm gonna. Yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
So a lot of people have said, you know, a lot of good things as far as why they're not voting for Kamala, right? And what we like to say is vote for your reality. And it sounds like what everyone's describing is the reality of today isn't good. So, you know,
that's right.
we know what we have to do today. And one thing that we focus on Latino Free Minds, and I think it's important for also everyone to keep in mind, is, because it kind of came up earlier with the celebrity stuff, is we got to be the biggest influence in our kids' lives.
My way is starting calm and finishing strong.
My way is pushing the limit.
My way is going for it. There's a million ways to wellness. Go find yours.
So when they're able to vote, they already know what's up. And we make this correction. There's also a long game to it. So I encourage everyone to know your kids. You know, some of you have to send your kids to school, public school, and, you know, it is what it is. But as long as you talk to them, you know them, nobody else is going to indoctrinate your kids. You will. So
that's right.
We got to be the biggest influence, and we won't have to worry about this celebrity, that celebrity, or who or what is saying what. We are the ones that are going to control the future. That's all I had to say.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Hey, Glenn, Pastor Glenn Parada, I have you on the line. I need you to, if you can, turn on your camera real quick. Glenn, you on here? I know you're on here.
Can you hear
Hold
me?
on. I can hear you. Do you have your camera on, please? There you go. Wait, where are you?
I was just got out the car driving.
Okay, sorry. Hey, Glenn, real quick. I think Dom is we're really edging here at the end. Obviously, one thing that I think that our community can agree on is that we are all God-loving people. If there's anything that does drive us forefront in our households, I think everybody either has a crucifix or some kind of, they have Jesus somewhere. I hope that you do have Jesus. We are God-loving people. But Glenn, I want you to please pray over all of the initiatives that we have, that we have at the forefront, and for all leaders and our, elected for President Trump. I just want you to pray for us.
Absolutely. All right. Lord Father God, we come to you today and leaders of this nation, praying, Lord Father God, fighting for America. We ask you give us the wisdom, the strength, the courage to guide us. The Bible says that you will instruct us, you will teach us, and you will counsel us in all that we do, Lord Father God. The Bible also states that we will have trouble in this world, but have peace that you have overcome the world. Lord Father God, we have our trust and faith that we're not just fighting for a president. We're not just fighting for a nation. We are fighting, God, for you, for our values, Lord Father God, that we have.
Dad, did you
We pray,
take
Lord
some
Father
shorts
God,
out of
that
Landon?
Jesus,
Please mute. Guys,
we
please
pray.
mute.
I know, I just
We pray, Lord Father God, that everyone on this phone call, people that were on and before, that you can give them the strength and the wisdom needed to do what needs to be done, Lord Father God, and that is your will. And we will win this nation back for our family and make sure the administration that's coming in, Lord Father God, is all about God, family, and freedom. We pray this in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Amen.
Thank you so much. All right. I know. Thank y'all, and women, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for coming on. I think they're going to cut us off. I know that there's still a lot of hands. We may have to do like the second, round of Latino voices against Kamala, because I think that there's just so many of us that have something to say. Definitely, again, I just thank y'all for being here, for joining us, for making sure that we show that the Biden administration and Kamala that we are not voting for them. And your skin color, your woman card, your, all of those things that you're going to use, your propaganda is not, obviously, you've heard from many voices here. And we pretty much, we're free thinkers. And you're not going to sit there, and we're not going to toe your line, and we're going to allow you to destroy our country and leave no future for our kids. So I think that most of us here have proven that we're smart enough. And I thank y'all for joining us. Really quick, I don't know, before Dom ends it, is there maybe just somebody that wants to have something quick? I know that Albert, I know you've had your hand up, and so
Bianca.
has Ryan. Yeah. Real quick, Ryan, I think it's Ryan. Can you want to go ahead and just give I know you've had your hand up probably the whole entire time, but Ryan, if you just want to say something real quick before we go.
No, thank you guys for hosting this. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
it's
can.
so nice for you guys to put this together, and it's so nice to meet people across the country, Latinos. The reason why I'm not voting for Harris is because I believe she is racist, she's incompetent, she's inept, she's a hypocrite, and she bends to the will of the far left, right? You saw that with her pick for VP Waltz over Shapiro, who is a Jew, and you're seeing a rise in not only just attack on Hispanics and Black community, but also the Jewish community as well. And Kamala likes to walk the walk, but she doesn't really like to, justify her positions. You guys have said it, her policy positions, she doesn't really have anything on it. Her laughing is her defense mechanism. That's literally all she does, is to pretty much get a free pass from the media. I'm here in Colorado on the north side in Weld County. We're different from the rest of Colorado. I live in a very red county here in Weld County. I'm actually running for the state house here in Colorado. We have a super majority of Democrats that we need to flip 3 seats to get us out of the super minority. And my race is top 3. So if you guys could please pray for me and, just keep me in your thoughts. It's a very competitive race, but I'm looking to make grounds here in the community with the Latinos, because I talk to people at the door, like we said. I've had racist things said to me, but it's never been from conservatives. It's always been from the older white Democrats. The things you would be surprised that they say to me: whitewash, sellout, coconut, weed cracker, among other things. And they are just exposing themselves for what they really are. They are the party of racism, not the Republican Party. And we would definitely have to make our message to the Hispanic community, because Republicans don't try. Conservatives don't try. You saw that 2 years ago with the Operation Vamos, but that was just the start of, their outreach to do. We have to do more. We have to continue that work. It's not going to be something overnight. It's not going to take a couple years. It will take time, but we have to make these inroads and make our message heard across, especially in Spanish, like you said, because that's what I'm pushing for here with the Republican Party. Is we have to make inroads with Hispanics, because they want to hear our message. We don't go to their door because we think they're a lost cause, when they're
That's
really
right.
open and welcoming. I've never
Yeah.
had a Hispanic at the door yell at me or slam the door at my face or scream at me. They've listened. They've taken my material. They actually thank me for going there. And that's something we have to remember, is the Hispanic community are receptive to their conservative message. We just have to try.
That's right. Thank you, Ryan. Hey, thank you. God bless you. And we wish you all the best of luck. Make sure that you continue to communicate with us and let us know how we can help. Albert, real quick, I'll give you a couple of seconds, real quick.
Thank you, Bianca. Can
Albert,
you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, just real quick. I think Daniel said it earlier. Just everybody, try to be the inspiration, try to be the culture. At the end of the day, if we're gonna move the masses to get out of the leftist agenda, we got to be the culture. So, music, clothes, aesthetics, social media, all the memes that y'all put on there, we're on the top of our game right now. But somebody mentioned it, the Not Like Us, the Kendrick Lamar, Drake thing, that was big because that was a cultural phenomenon. And the issue with Drake was colonizer, grooming, pedophilia, that type of stuff. And that's that side. And, Kamala, what was the first thing that she did was she ran to Atlanta when she needed Black voters. So it's set up perfectly. Everybody kind of sees, culturally, and Kendrick was on the side, was on the side of God, and that's kind of what gave him the advantage too. So if we're on our game and we know, we're on the right side with Trump, I mean, we can just dismiss this celebrity culture. We can dismiss all these haters. It's not a big deal. Whether you're in the Latino community, whether you're in the Black community, we kind of see it. We kind of see who just like Obama. Obama was the same deal.
Well, it's like Nino America says, we're not stupid. At the end of the day, we're not stupid. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for being here with us. God bless you. I promise, John, one last one. I want to recognize Latino conservative here in amongst us as well. And so Latino conservative, if you can get your camera on, give us a few words of why you're not supporting Kamala.
Well, I'm gonna make it quick. I can't really turn on my camera because
okay.
I'm actually a police officer, and I can't even say where I'm from. But I'm gonna give you guys an insight of what's
all
going
right.
on
Got you.
On the street.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it. So, crime has gone up. I started working days 5 days ago, or 5 days ago, 5 years ago. The first 2 years, I would go 5 hours without getting a job. Now, not only is the crime going up because it's going up because I live in a liberal city as it is, and you know how the jail's like a turnstile for criminals. So what's going on right now is gonna be like spread all over the country if we vote for these people, man. Because it's getting scary. Because I even told my people to get concealing carries, because it's gonna be scary out there, man. And I'm telling you guys right now that I see it on the street. I've seen people shooting like Mexicans against Venezuelans. They're shooting each other now. There's Venezuelans that are like fighting with Mexicans, and it's like they want it like this. They want us to keep on fighting, and I'm telling you guys right now, just be ready, because if these people win, and they are demons, man. I mean, I'm telling you guys right now that these people are ran by people that are evil. I mean, they're not even the ones running the country. right now, who's running the country right now? Biden can't even campaign. He can't even run for president again. Who's really running this country right now? And I'm telling you guys, like, I'm letting you guys know that because I told my family this. Be ready for what's gonna come if they do win, because I'm telling you, it's getting scary out there. I mean, the violence is going up, the crime is going up, and it's just spreading out. And that's what they want. What they want is what you see in San Francisco, what you see in New York, what you see in Chicago, what you see in all these liberal cities. They want this all over the country because they want us fighting. And I'm gonna leave you guys with an analogy just to make it kind of simple. There's a saying with when you put like red ants and black ants in a jar. I don't know if you guys ever heard about the saying, but they could live together. I mean, people think that they're gonna fight and kill each other. I mean, the red ants and the black ants. But I'm gonna make it a bigger analogy where there's brown ants, there's black ants, there's Asian ants, there's whatever. So the only way that these ants are gonna fight and kill each other is if you shake the jar. That's the only time they're gonna start fighting and killing each other. And who's the one shaking the jar? That's the question that I'm asking everybody. And it is these damn elites that are out there that they just want the control. They want to keep on running this country to the ground because they don't really care. They're out there. They're just trying to run the country. That's it. They don't care what we do to each other. They don't care what we fight. And I appreciate Bianca your platform, because one last thing, we need platforms like this because who's been brainwashing us? It's been the news, CNN, MSNBC, all these liberal news outlets, and we need to like open up more chat rooms, more people talking, because that's what scared them. When that's why Twitter was, they banned a lot of the stories about what happened with Biden, the laptop, because they're trying to control the media. They're trying to control us because they're getting scared because they're losing their control because the media is not controlling everybody anymore. We have platforms,
that's right.
And one last thing, like I said, and I'm not finishing with this. So if we us that are in this chat room start spreading out the word to our people, and then start, and I appreciate you starting to do this, because I thought my calling was being a police officer, but then I realized I'm getting people off the street, and then they're coming out back out. There was one time, I'm gonna make a quick story, quickly. I pulled over this kid. And I told him, hey, I got him with a gun. And I'm like, hey, listen, man, get off the street, man. Like, that's the reason I joined. I was trying to save my neighborhood. My sergeant tells me, like 3 days later, he's like, you don't have to go to court for that kid anymore. I'm like, why? What happened? And like, they killed him. And this is after I arrested him. They let him get back out on the street, and they shot him. And I'm telling you, this is a turnstile right now, man. And that's what's going on. We're all like thinking that it's the Venezuela, but this has been going on. This has been going on for a while. So just be ready if these idiots do win. I don't see them winning, but you see what they're trying to do. They cheated on 2020, and they might cheat again. So just be ready.
So as a police officer, I thank you for your service. I am a police officer wife. I actually am the spokesperson for the Organization of Spanish-Speaking Officers. And I'll tell you that, Venezuela dumped off their, prisons, and all of those Venezuelans that were in the prison are now here in our country. I know the police departments have gotten an alert on this, that, obviously the Venezuelans or the leaders or whatever have said to pretty much start killing our cops. So I thank you for your service. I thank you for putting on your uniform every day to go and serve and protect. It's not an easy job. For a long time, look, the left was defunding the police. Why do they want to defund the police? So that nobody can, there's no law and order. And, they want to take away our gun rights. This is what they've been doing. They've been trying to strip every single freedom and liberty that we have, that our constitutional fathers have given us. This country was built on Judeo-Christian values. And this is what they're peeling away from us. So I thank you for putting on your, your uniform and your badge every day and going out and doing a job that is sometimes, a lot of the times, thankless. When you're sitting there going against, the mainstream media who wants to paint y'all as really bad people, and that you're just profiling, and you're just now, keeping the man down, or, they just, whatever it is, abusing people. And so I just thank you for doing that. It takes a lot of courage. And so it's a job that's thankless sometimes, but we thank you for it. And I thank you for being here with us. And I thank you for, joining us today. And guys, for real now, I think Dom's going to cut me off already. I mean, we've gone for way too long. So I thank y'all, but listen, thank y'all so much. Dom, we want to thank you for helping us promote this and being here. And we're going to probably have to do the 2.0 because I know there's still many people that didn't get to talk. I just thank you so much, Dom, for extending your platform and helping us get our message out and to make sure that people know that there's Latino voices out here, that we do not support Kamala. We're never going to support Kamala. We're not on the Democrat side. We are not for communism, socialism, and we're not going to let them take our children and tell us that how we got to vote and why we got to vote this way. And we're not going to let them steal our voices and our votes anymore. So I thank you, Dom. I thank you so much, brother.
My pleasure. It's really an honor to do this. We will be doing another one. We have a lot of different representatives from the Trump campaign that's in this one, and it's continuing to grow more and more, and even with short notice. So just like we're doing with the Blacks Against Harris, I'm gonna give you guys more short notice. Well, longer notice, I mean, on the next one. So you have like a week or so to prepare. Last one was about 72,000 attendance, and this one's at like 110,000. So it's extremely successful. I've enjoyed listening to these conversations, been very educated, and just honored to be able to witness this. I don't believe Democrats have the numbers that we have. And just like all of you were saying, we have to be loud and we have to be vocal. And just happy to witness all of this and watching history be made. I have nothing else to say. Thank you guys all.
Thank you. Thank you, Dom. Hey, my goal is that we unite beyond our skin color, because this is how they want us. They want us to be divided by skin color and genders and all kinds of other things. And so, Dom, you know, it's important that we unite our voices and that we grow in numbers, because that's how we win. You're my brother who's helping me break the narrative.
Maybe at the end we could do one like with Blacks. After I finish the one, like we do one like with moms or whites, Blacks, so we can just get everyone together and just something really beautiful, just to show them that there are strength in numbers, and it's nothing that they can do that can deter us.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Break us down. We are family. It doesn't matter what our skin tone is, what our beliefs are. One thing that has to be common is that we all believe in this country and we believe in each other. So just the strength and unity, this right here is what Democrats truly fear. And I'm just happy to help make it possible.
Thank you. Thank you so much, brother.
So yeah, we're closing up.
Yeah, we're closing up. Thank you.
It's
thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Definitely can share out the video and all on X and on YouTube and all of the other platforms. And also check in for the X DM if you're in the group chat for more updates.
Bye,
all right, everyone. Thank you.
Good night. Good night, y'all.
Thank you.
I think that our country is right now in the most dangerous position it's ever been in, from an economic standpoint, from a safety standpoint. Both gangs on the street and, frankly, gangs outside of our country in the form of other countries that are, frankly, very powerful. They're very powerful countries, and we don't know what we're doing. We have leadership that has no clue how to handle them or how to handle any other situation. We have a lot of bad things coming up. You could end up in a depression of the 1929 variety, which would be a devastating thing. Took many years, took decades to recover from it. And we're very close to that. And we're very close to a world war. In my opinion, we're very close to a world war. We have people that don't know how to handle it. They're not respected. All over the world, they're laughed at. And we can't have that. Most dangerous period of time I've ever seen for our country. With that being said, we have somebody that hasn't received one vote for president, and she's running, and that's fine with me. But we were given Joe Biden, and now we're given somebody else. And I think, frankly, I'd rather be running against the somebody else. But that was their choice. They decided to do that because Kamala's record is horrible. She's a radical left person at a level that nobody's seen. She picked a radical left man that is, he's got things done that he has positions that are just not, it's not even possible to believe that they exist. He's going for things that nobody's ever even heard of. Heavy into the transgender world, heavy into lots of different worlds having to do with safety. He doesn't want to have borders. He doesn't want to have walls. He doesn't want to have any form of safety for our country. He doesn't mind people coming in from prisons, and neither does she, I guess, because she couldn't care less. She's the border czar. By the way, she was the border czar 100%. And all of a sudden, for the last few weeks, she's not the border czar anymore, like nobody ever said it. And I just hope that the media becomes more diligent, more honest, frankly, because if they're not going to be honest, it's going to be much tougher to bring our country back. We have a very, very sick country right now. You saw the other day with the stock market crashing. That was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse, in my opinion. And fortunately, we've had some very good polls over the last fairly short period of time. Rasmussen came out today. We're substantially leading, and others came out today that we're leading, and in some cases substantially. I guess MSNBC came out, or CNBC came out also with a poll.